Hello, everyone. Good morning from wherever you're joining us. I want to welcome you especially to our long-range product expose. As you know, my name is Dr. Cig and I'm a business and a wellness coach with Long-Range Bioscience. Today, we're going to be talking about a very awesome topic. But before I proceed, I would like to talk to you about our company, Long-Range Bioscience. Now, Long-Range Bioscience is a company that's been in existence for over 35 years, and they're highly into research and development. They're also a very top, conglomerate when it comes to OEM and ODM, manufacturing. Long-Range has a very, very powerful brand. And Long-Range is, their research and development centers are scattered around the world. We have them in the United States, in France, Switzerland, Italy, China, and Japan. So we're talking about a company that is well known, talking about a global giant. Now, Long-Range has over 2,000 quality products that are credited to its name, to its brand, and these products are fantastic. Now, they are spread across healthcare products, such as male healthcare products, female care products, baby care products, personal care products, nutritional drinks, smoothies and teas, nutritional supplements, energy healthcare products, and female care products. So whatever you're looking for, you can find them, with Long-Range. Now, moving on, today we'll be talking about liver health. Our expose today is going to be talking about liver health. In other words, throughout the month of June, we will be talking about our liver and how to ensure that our liver is healthy, and it's able to, function at the capacity that it should. Quickly, what is the liver, right? So on my screen, I have a pictorial view of the human liver, okay? And I know most of the times we might not really know where it is positioned. That's why I try to create, to bring pictures to help you know where your liver is located. So if you're to look at the image you have, you can see just below, normally this is your chest region, right? So your abdomen, as in from your stomach region, down to your abdomen. So let me see your abdominal region. Liver is found at the top, okay? Now this is your liver. You can see it here. This is your liver, okay? You have your gallbladder just beneath your liver. You have your stomach slightly intertwined with it, okay? You have your spleen just after your stomach to the side, and you have your small intestine, your intestine, just beneath your stomach and the side of your liver, okay? Then you have your small intestine in the middle, okay? So you have your large intestine, your small intestine, and it leads out, okay? Now, let's have a closer look at the liver. Now you can see the liver here at the side of my screen, right? You can see it is richly provided with veins. You can see your portal vein. You can see your hepatic artery, okay? Then you can see your gallbladder. You can see your bile duct, okay, just beneath it, right? So this is just a quick overview of how the liver looks like. Now let's talk about major facts about the liver. Now the liver is the largest gland and second largest organ of the human body, okay? It's the largest gland and the second largest organ of the human body. Now as humans, we only have one liver, which is reddish brown. So if you have to describe the outlook of your liver, it's said to be reddish brown. Now the size, your liver can be likened to the size of a football, and its weight is around 3 pounds. So an average sized person is said to have at least a 3 pound in weight kind of liver, okay? Now the liver is located on the side of the abdomen behind the lower ribs. So the ribs actually help to protect the liver from physical force or from external force, okay? Now, the liver has two large sections called the right and the left lobe. Now, if you saw the picture I showed you, you find out that there's like a demarcation between the lobes, right? So we have the right and the left lobes. Now, the gallbladder sits under the liver along with parts of the pancreas and the intestines. I showed you that earlier on. And this enables the liver and these all the pancreas and intestine to work together in ensuring digestion, absorption of food, and processing of food, okay? But if we're to look down or look critically at the major function of the liver, one of the major functions of the liver is to filter the blood coming from the digestive tract before passing it to the rest of the body. So our liver has a filtering action or filtering job to do for our body. It also has a detoxification role to carry out. In other words, it helps to detoxify chemicals and also metabolize drugs. So when you take chemical-based drugs and all that, your liver gets to work because it has to carry out detoxification and metabolism of these drugs. Now, as it does so, the liver secretes what we call bile, okay, that ends up back in the intestines. Now, I'm going to further explain this as we move on. Now, the liver is the only organ that can regenerate or can regrow itself. Every other organ cannot regrow after damage or after it has had, an episode of scar tissue, of scarring and all that. But the liver has a regenerative, ability. Now, to do so, it only needs 25% of the original tissue. In other words, if your liver has at least 25% of itself in good working shape, it can regenerate itself to its wholesome form, sometimes in the space of 2 weeks or more, okay? It depends on how severe the case is. Now, the liver helps in water storage and carbohydrate metabolism. It converts glucose from carbohydrate-rich foods into glycogen, and it stores it in the liver, right? Now, this glycogen is released between meals to keep energy levels high. So when you fast, you don't just fall down and have all your organs shut down because your liver has converted carbohydrates to glycogen, and this glycogen is readily available to you to keep you alive, to keep your brain, and other aspects of your body alive when you don't have food available to you. Now, glycogen absorbs water over 6 times of its weight, okay? Now, because of this ability of glycogen to absorb water, we can say that our kidney can also carry out the role of water storage. In other words, when you need water in your body to carry out metabolic actions, because glycogen has the ability to absorb water, that water is readily available to the liver for use. Okay, now let's go on. So what are the major functions of the liver? The liver filters or detoxifies the blood. Okay, now almost all the blood in your body passes through the liver. That's just the gospel truth. Now, as blood passes through the liver, it breaks down substances such as your prescription or over-the-counter drugs. So all those drugs you take, they're broken down by the liver, okay? When you take street drugs, when you take alcohol, when you take caffeine or coffee or any substance that is high in caffeine, you give work to your liver because it will have to It will have to carry out the breakdown process and filtration process or detoxification process. Now, our bodies naturally produce some harmful toxic chemicals or poisons. Now, all these are broken down by the liver, and this is how the liver is able to cleanse our blood. Okay, so the cleansing function of the blood takes place when our liver breaks down substances that ought to cause trouble in our bodies. You understand? But I'm still going to explain this further. Now, the liver takes certain materials in your body and turns them into something else. For example, your liver turns proteins and sugars into things that your body needs. I told you earlier on that when you take carbohydrate foods, your liver has the ability to convert your carbohydrate-based foods to glycogen that is made available to you when the body is in need of energy, when you are not ready to eat. So even if you skip a meal, you're not going to fall down because your body has a way of converting what you've given to it and convert it for use later on when you need it. Now, it also has the ability to produce blood clotting factors. Now, blood clotting factors are factors that help you heal after you get injured. So your body is able to heal itself when blood clotting factors are made available to it, and the liver is responsible for producing these blood clotting facilities. Your liver also stores vitamins, hormones, cholesterol, and minerals. Okay, now all these chemicals and nutrients are released by your liver when your body is in need of them. So what it does is just for it to release this, this vitamins, these hormones, this cholesterol and minerals to your bloodstream when your body is in need of it. Now, moving on, the liver also produces a greenish fluid called bile. Okay, now tubes called bile ducts, I showed you that earlier on, connects to the liver. You found that the bile duct is just under the liver, yeah, and another organ, okay, which is the gallbladder, right, and the small intestine also. So there's a connection. I showed you the connection earlier on. Now, the bile that is made by the liver helps to digest fats in the small intestine. So when you take fatty foods, or you take foods that require, that have fat requirement, as I said earlier on, the liver also produces a greenish fluid called bile, okay? Now, the tubes called the bile ducts, they're all connected there. Now, the bile duct helps us to digest fats, right? Now, we also have plasma glucose. Plasma glucose and ammonia are regulated by the liver. So when these levels, when you find out that your blood glucose is going out of control, or your mind, or this, chemicals, when they're not properly regulated, you know that, there is a problem, okay? And if we want our brains to function excellently well, we need our liver to be at its best, because our liver is a very strong support system that enables, balance. It enables proper allotment, just the way your brain allots tasks to different organs. Your liver also has the responsibility of allotting glucose, proteins, fats to your body system when it's required, especially when you are not available to provide those requirements. Now, moving on quickly. Earlier on, I talked about cleansing of the blood, right? Good. So I'm going to do a more elaborate, explanation on this. And this is very important, especially for people that love to take excess medication, hard drugs, or when you get angry or bored, you take a lot of pills, I don't know, for whatever reason. It's important that you listen to this. Now, the liver helps by taking toxins. Substances in the body are actually like poison out of your blood. Okay, now, why do you have toxins in your blood in the first place? I know that's a question, right? Because someone is asking, doctors, you're talking about toxins. How do we get toxins? Now, sometimes our bodies produce toxins as part of its normal function, as part of metabolism, okay? So for example, when your body is breaking down protein, for example, you can get proteins from soft foods like meat and nuts, right? So when your body is breaking down foods like that, definitely toxins or byproducts or waste products will be manufactured, right? Now, the liver also cleanses the blood that has just been enriched with vitamins and minerals during digestion. Now, after you've eaten something, the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients from the food pass from the intestine into the blood before going out to the rest of the body. The nutrient-rich blood makes a stop at the liver. So before it is spread across other parts, the liver must do check and balancing. It must check, do we have excess toxins in this? Okay, if we have excess toxins, it's time for us to remove some of them, okay? We'll get rid of them, send some through the bile, okay? Hey, this cannot go into full circulation. This is too high. The body does not need excess glucose at this time, so let's reduce glucose. The ammonia level is too high. The protein, whatever it is, the vitamin level is not properly regulated. We need to increase. So it does check and balance before it is released into the body system. Okay, now the liver processes the good stuff into forms that the rest of the body can use. As I said earlier on, waste or stuff our body cannot use is carried by bile back into the intestine and out of the body when you use the loo. So when you go to the toilet, you are passing out the waste that has been properly, managed by your liver. And that is why you find out that your poop has a particular type of color, this straw kind of color, right? Now, this straw color is as a result of the liver already doing its work. A little bit of your bilirubin and all that, So it tells you that your liver is what is working and it's working well, right? Now, other waste produced by the liver go through our blood to our kidneys and we pee them out. So as the liver is working, it will send some to your intestine for excretion, it will send some to your kidney, and you pass it out through your pee. Now, if you ever accidentally eat something that is harmful, your liver will try to break it down and clear it out of your system. But you see, it's important that you do not put your liver under such, stress, because you see, the more harmful substances, the more poisonous substances you take into your system, it will lead to stress. It will lead to stress, a lot of stress on your what? On your liver. And that's why people that are used to taking things for suicide attempts get to have, this kind of challenges in the long run. Because imagine you taking a lot of pills, a lot of sleeping pills, or a lot of things. It damages your liver because you put your liver on hyperdrive. Your liver is just working hard to save your life, because those drugs, if they are not properly, broken down, they could come in as toxins that can kill you. They could come in as toxins that can kill you. So when you do that, or when you expose yourself to high level of pesticides or germicides or all these things, you put your liver, under a lot of stress. Now, what are the other functions of the liver besides cleansing your blood? The liver makes bile. Now, as you probably know, the digestive system does more than just move food through your body. Okay, so during digestion, your body takes everything your body needs from the food you eat. Now, fat is one thing the body gets from what? From food. I said that earlier on. But bile, which is a digestive juice produced by the liver, helps the body to absorb fat into the bloodstream. You find this thick yellow greenish substance, which is, okay, it helps to digest fat. So you will not be able to digest fat if your liver is not able to produce bile. Okay, so bile helps your body carry out fat digestion. So in case the glucose level in your body is not enough, especially in the cases where you fast, okay, so every time you fast, now I want to create a very, very simple picture for you. Now imagine it's time for lunch and you're not able to eat lunch at this particular time. What your body does is this: it begins to search for your fat reserve. Now, if it finds out that you have enough fat in your storage, it will call your digestive juice to digest fat and break it down through several processes, of which I'm not going to bother you with, okay? Now, after those processes, the requirements you need for your body will be released into your body. And that's why in most weight loss programs, you have people saying, do not eat too much or take out time to fast. Because when you fast, your body carries out fatty acid metabolism. Okay, and that fatty acid, it bypasses your normal glycolysis and your glucose usage from sugars and other things. It helps you utilize the fat you stored, and that's why if you fast a lot, you find out that you burn fat more. Okay, and that's why it's also important that you exercise at least for 30 minutes. When you exercise like that, you facilitate fatty acid metabolism that helps you burn fat, and you find out that you hear people use the term I'm burning cholesterol, right? So you use the word burning cholesterol when you work, because your liver is at work. I don't know if you're getting me. Okay, but let's move on. Now, liver stores glycogen. The liver helps your body to use carbohydrates. I said that earlier, but let me just further elaborate that. Carbohydrates are found in lots of foods such as bread, fruits, milk, okay? Now, the body breaks down most carbs into a type of sugar called glucose. Right? Now, glucose is the main source of fuel for our cells. Glucose stored in the liver is called what? Glycogen, right? Now, glycogen is your backup fuel, as I said earlier on, okay? When the body needs quick energy boosts, or when the person's blood glucose level drops, the liver will break down glycogen and release glucose into the bloodstream. And that's why even when you don't eat for a full day, your body will still run without you falling down and dying, because glycogen will take place. Fatty acid metabolism will also take place. Now, cholesterol. Okay, now every time people talk about fat, cholesterol is the main thing that they talk about. And you know, they're like, don't eat this food, because when you eat this food, it's going to increase your cholesterol level, you know, this and that and that. And one of the major reasons why people are very, you know, worried about cholesterol is because of its capacity to clog our capillaries, especially the arteries. Now, on my screen, you can see a normal artery. You can see, anytime I talk about blood capillaries, you remember pipes, right? Now, imagine this as a pipe that ought to carry blood around. Can you see how free it is? Now, with this type of pipe, blood will easily flow, right, without obstruction. But when you look at phase 2, what's happening? Clogging is taking place. Now, you're seeing cholesterol, fatty stuff, you know, clogging this place, right? Now, the more we allow the buildup of excess cholesterol, what happens? Our pipes get blocked. Can you see it? Can you see in phase 4? Now, at this particular point, blood is no longer flowing properly because the arteries are narrowed, and it could lead to several heart-related problems. It could lead to stroke. It could lead to a whole lot of things, okay? It could lead to rupturing of the artery, because at this particular point, the artery is already narrowed. There's a lot of pressure. Some people already have high blood pressure at its severe, you know, state, right? But let's move on. I'm not going to focus that. Now, your liver and cholesterol. Let's understand the relationship between your liver and cholesterol, because every time I talk about cholesterol, the first thing that comes to mind is cholesterol is bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. But let's come from an educated point. Now, the liver synthesizes cholesterol for export to other cells, but it's also instrumental in removing cholesterol from the body. Now, listen to this. Your liver synthesizes cholesterol. Your liver creates cholesterol. You're shocked, right? Yeah, your liver creates cholesterol. I know someone is like, oh my God, doctors, are you serious? My liver can produce cholesterol. Yes, it can. Your liver synthesizes cholesterol for export to other cells, but it's also instrumental in removing cholesterol from the body. It does this by converting the cholesterol to bile salts and transferring the compounds into the bile, where they are ultimately expelled from the body. I told you how bile expels stuff from the body, right? Okay. Now, in addition, your liver synthesizes most of the necessary lipoproteins needed to transport cholesterol and lipids throughout your body. These processes allow you to manage your cholesterol and maintain a healthy heart. Your liver makes lipoprotein that carry cholesterol and other lipids through the bloodstream. In other words, fats cannot just move into your bloodstream like that. They need carriers, okay? They need lipids that can carry them, okay? So lipoproteins are the ones, you know, that carry this cholesterol, right? Now, if high cholesterol runs in your family, it's likely because your liver is not able to keep up with the recycling or getting rid of cholesterol the way it should be. So what I'm just trying to say is this: when you are in need of cholesterol in your body, your liver has the facility required to make cholesterol. When you consume cholesterol and your cholesterol level is high, your liver has the ability to create a check and balance to get rid of the excess. So if there's a deficiency, your liver will manufacture cholesterol. If there's an excess, your liver would what? Reduce or get rid of the excess cholesterol to maintain balance within your body system. Now, what is cholesterol? Because you're like, doctors, you're saying cholesterol. Don't just go out of proportion. Okay, what's cholesterol? Now, cholesterol is a type of lipid, just as fats are. So cholesterol is a type of lipid, okay, which is a type of fats, okay? Now, however, unlike fats, cholesterol can't be exercised off, sweated out, or burnt for energy. It is found only in animal products, including meat. So if you have to look for cholesterol in its natural form in food, you can find that in meat, chicken, fish, egg, or meat organs, and high dairy products, okay? But let's look at it in its entirety. Cholesterol is a waxy, whitish yellow fat and a crucial building block in cell membranes. So you that you're always fighting cholesterol, understand it from a place of knowledge. It is a crucial building block in cell membranes. In other words, your cell membranes need it for proper functioning. Now, cholesterol is needed to make vitamin D. You're shocked, right? So this vitamin D, which is a precursor for the use of calcium, yeah, cholesterol is needed for you to be able to make it. So if you don't have enough cholesterol in your system, you cannot make vitamin D. You cannot make hormones, including testosterone and what? Estrogen. Can you see it? So your reproductive organ will suffer if you don't have good supply of cholesterol, right? Yeah. Can you see it? So cholesterol production is very important. Is very important. And that is why your liver and your intestines, you understand, are largely at work to ensure that you have a balance. Okay, you have a balance in order to stay healthy. Now, the cholesterol in your body, the amount of cholesterol that you receive is just about 20% from food. So food is not really your problem. Cholesterol from the food is not really your problem. It's your liver being in a healthy state, because you see, your liver also has the ability to make this cholesterol you're eating from foods, right? Yeah. So if your liver is not functioning well, then there won't be a balance with your cholesterol, right? Now, to fully explain cholesterol, you need to realize that it's also vital to your health and well-being. Do you understand? It's important. Cholesterol is found in every cell in the body because you need it for cell membranes. You need it for your building blocks, for the building blocks of your cell membrane. Now, excess cholesterol in the bloodstream is a key contributor to artery clogging plaque. I showed you that earlier on in the last picture, which can accumulate and set the stage for what? Heart attack, okay? However, the role of cholesterol in your body is not all negative, please. Let's create a balance. When it is excessive, it is negative. But you see, a lot of people just immediately hear cholesterol. All their mind tells them, cholesterol is bad. No, you need it in your body also, okay? So just the way you need every other nutrient. But you see, as I always say, you need to what? Create a healthy, balanced internal environment for your body to thrive. When there's an imbalance, when there's a deficiency, or when there's an excess, every time your body will run into trouble. Okay? Now, if you eat only 200 to 300 milligrams of cholesterol a day, so for example, one egg yolk has about 200 milligrams, your liver will produce an additional 800 milligrams per day from raw materials such as fats, sugars, and proteins. Can you see it? So at the end of the day, if you reduce your intake of cholesterol or cholesterol providing foods, you give your liver a lot of work, because your liver will still have to work hard to provide the measure that you require for it. So if you don't have a risk factor for high cholesterol, you have no business with running away from foods that have cholesterol. Can you see the maths? Can you see the maths? So cholesterol is not actually your problem, because you see, even when you don't eat it, your liver will still manufacture it. I know someone is like, Dorcas, I'm trying to wrap my head around this. I've been indoctrinated over time. It's content on the internet, and a lot have told me otherwise. And that's why I advise people to eat egg. Don't be afraid of egg, because you see, when you eat eggs, adult or child or eat egg is good for you. We have some school of thought that'll tell you eat like 3 to 4 eggs per day, even as an adult, because you see, you help your liver, you reduce the workload. So if I eat 3 eggs, I've gotten what? 600 milligrams of cholesterol for that day, and my liver will not have to struggle to make the rest. But you see, if you've damaged your liver too far and your liver is not able to create a balance, then this recommendation is not for you, because you already have a problem. And right now, you need to ensure check and balance. But for someone that is healthy, your liver is fine, why are you running away from cholesterol? Because at the end of the day, what you're running away from, your body is still going to manufacture it in order for your cells to function well. right? Okay, so your liver will produce an additional, so if you just eat only one egg, that gives you 200 milligrams. Your liver will produce an additional 800 milligrams per day from raw materials such as fat, sugars, and protein. So do you know what your liver will start doing? It will start searching. Do we have enough fat in this body? Do we have enough sugar? Do we have enough protein stored? Okay, if we have enough, we need to manufacture cholesterol fast, fast, fast. The cholesterol level is not enough for proper cell functioning. So it has to manufacture. So why not help yourself in the first place? So since cholesterol is a fat, it cannot travel alone in the bloodstream. So that's another thing you need to know. It will end up as a useless lump. So to get around this problem, the body packages cholesterol and other lipids into protein-covered particles, okay, that mix easily with blood. These tiny particles are called what? Lipoproteins, okay? So lipids plus protein move cholesterol and other fats throughout the body. Your fat is not just floating there, just like that. It won't go, okay? Your body has to make available lipoproteins that will serve as coverage to move them from one point to another. Now, cholesterol and other lipids circulate in the bloodstream in several forms. Of these, the one that gets the most attention is what? Low density lipoproteins, better known as LDL, or bad cholesterol. Now, why does this LDL have this reputation? Let's move on. Now, we have five main types of lipoproteins. We have chylomicrons, okay? We have chylomicrons, which are large particles that mainly carry triglycerides, okay? Which are fatty acids from your food. Okay, they are made in the digestive system. Okay, they are made in the digestive system, and they're influenced by what you eat. So what you eat, okay, affects this set of lipoproteins, okay, known as the chylomicrons. Okay, now the next is called the very low density lipoproteins, also known as VLDL. Okay, now very low density lipoprotein particles carry triglycerides just the way chylomicrons would do so, but this time they carry the triglycerides to the to tissues, but they are made by the liver. So this time the liver is the one making this very low density lipoprotein. Now, as the body's cell extract, which are fatty acids from VLDLs, okay, the particles turn into intermediate density lipoproteins, and with further extraction into low density proteins. So VLDL particles to have their own challenge, because at the end of the day, they could, further become low density lipoproteins, okay, which could be a challenge to the body. Now, we also have what we call the intermediate density lipoproteins. They are particles, okay? These particles form as VLDLs, okay? They give up their fatty acids, and some are removed rapidly by the liver, and some also change into low density lipoproteins. So when there's a need for low density lipoproteins, this can be converted to that. Now we have low density lipoproteins themselves. Now these particles are richer in pure cholesterol. Since most of the triglycerides are carried and are gone, LDL is known as bad cholesterol because it delivers cholesterol to tissues and is strongly associated with the buildup of artery clogging plaque. So these low density lipoproteins are the type of fats that go to your pipes or your arteries, okay, to block them. And this is why when they warn you about cholesterol, they're not warning you about cholesterol generally. They are warning you about low density lipoproteins because they are the pure forms of cholesterol that could, fill up your arteries and prevent proper blood flow and nutrients also, okay? Now, we also have another type, which is called the high density lipoprotein, also known as HDL, okay? Now, these are called the good cholesterol because some of them remove cholesterol from circulation. So low density lipoproteins are lipoproteins that are released, to carry, fats and all that around the body. Okay, while high density lipoproteins are the ones that recall them. Okay, so when it's too much, high density lipoprotein will go and say, hey guys, come back, you've done your work, is enough. It's time to, leave the body system. right? So they help to remove cholesterol from circulation and from artery walls and return it to the liver for what? Excretion. So this type of lipoprotein, their job is to go and retrieve cholesterol. Their job is to retrieve LDL. So when this low density lipoprotein or the pure form of cholesterol enter into the bloodstream, these ones are the ones that say, okay, your population is too much. It's time for you to get cleared out. We need to clear you off. So they move them to the liver, and the liver will what? Clear them out for excretion. Now, HDLs are good cholesterol. Now, the more HDL you have, the lower your risk of developing heart disease. This is where the formula is. So if you're able to balance HDL and LDL, there will be proper, control of cholesterol in your body system, because you see pure cholesterol floating in and HDL coming in to regulate it. Hey, you've stayed enough, you've done your work for today. It's time for you to leave the system, right? Now, HDL and LDLs are found only in your blood, not in food. So let's get to know more about them. Now, look at the two types. Now, this is your bloodstream, okay? You can see your red blood cells, you can see your blood vessels and all. But can you see the cholesterol here? You can see them in tiny balls, right? Flowing in, okay? Now, you can see, if you look at this edge, you can see the plaque, right? Now, some of this cholesterol, they get to stay. Instead of them clearing out of the bloodstream, they don't clear out and they begin to what? Narrow in, because they are no longer responding to HDL. So if the population of HDL is not high enough, LDL will not leave, because see, you need enough HDL to get rid of what? LDL. So if a person has more LDL than HDL, plaque will take its place, because you don't have anybody saying leave that place, because that's the job of HDL, right? Good. Now, let's just look at a quick difference between LDL and HDL, right? Now, LDL, known as bad cholesterol, can contribute to the formation of plaque buildup in the arteries, which can lead to atherosclerosis. This is linked to higher risk for heart attack and stroke, right? While HDL stands for high density lipoprotein, HDL levels should be around 50 milligrams, okay? Some people can raise HDL by exercising at least 30 minutes or 5 times a week. When you quit smoking, you facilitate more, as in the availability of HDL. When you avoid saturated fats, you can actually promote, increased HDL. When you lose weight, when you're too big and you lose weight, you facilitate. And then others may need medicine to get HDL to a beneficial level and should work with a healthcare provider on a treatment plan. While if you come to LDL, you want your LDL below what? 70 milligrams per deciliter. Okay, now here's what can help. When you avoid foods high in what? Saturated fat. I talked about saturated fats previously, okay, when we talked about berry oil, right? Yeah, so when you avoid high, and this is why they tell you not to eat foods that have high cholesterol, it's because of this. So you can see, avoid foods high in saturated fat, dietary cholesterol, and extra calories, right? If your LDL is already, it's at the limit where it's not supposed to be, then you need to take caution. When you need exercise, you burn, don't forget, fatty acid metabolism takes place, right? When you maintain a healthy weight, that's by exercising. Then when you stop smoking, you prevent some of the precursors that promote LDL, right? Now, let's look at the cholesterol levels that are okay and the ones that are not okay, right? So for a person to have normal, to be at the normal cholesterol level, the total cholesterol has to be below what? 200, okay? Now, when we're talking about this 200, LDL cholesterol should be below 130, okay, for you to remain within the normal margin, right? While your HDL, which is your good cholesterol, should be 50 and higher for women and 40 and higher, from 40 upwards for men, okay? So your good cholesterol should be from that range, or you shouldn't fall below that. Okay, now when your cholesterol is at a borderline high, if you say it's high, but just at the borderline of being high, your total cholesterol should be within 200 to 239. If your cholesterol level, total cholesterol is higher than 239, you've crossed from the border level high, right? Now, if your LDL, which is your low density level, it's above 130, so 159, you're at borderline high, right? Then if your high density lipoprotein is it's low, okay, within 40 and 49, it's not enough, because you see, this is not enough to combat this, right? Don't forget that these are the cleaners. If the dirt's pouring in, now, please forgive me, your cholesterol is not dirt, okay, it's good, but imagine you pouring a lot of, imagine you're pouring 5 liters of water on the ground, and you want to use a napkin that is like your normal handkerchief to clean it up. Would it do a good job? No, it won't. So you need your cleanup tool to be higher enough to be able to combat this amount of flow. Right now, it's said to be high when your total cholesterol is 240 or higher. So the moment you've gotten to 240 or higher with your cholesterol, as in for your general cholesterol, then you know that your cholesterol level is high. Then when your LDL is 160 or higher than 160, then there's a problem. When your HDL is below 40, you can't clean up this now. It's too high, right? So that's when you're said to have high cholesterol level. Now, let's talk about liver damage. Okay, now liver disease is caused by damage to what? The liver. Liver damage can be caused by many things, okay? Number one, viruses, okay? Microbial interaction, such as viruses, such as the hepatitis viruses, can lead to liver damage. They can work on your liver fast, okay? So viruses, drinking alcohol heavily. Now, I know it's good to, hang out with the guys. I know it's good for you to have that Friday night, right? With the gang and all that. It's beautiful. I'm not saying, it's not good, but every time you hang out with the guys, it's important that you know that your liver is doing a lot of work, because as you're taking alcohol, your body is doing a lot to work on it. It's doing a lot to do cleanup. It's doing a lot to take out anything that could be toxic to your body. So you are overworking, as you are enjoying yourself, you are overworking your liver. So it's suggested that you take products that are very low in alcohol content, okay? 2%, fine, okay? At least one drink is fine, especially for women. 2 drinks maximum for men, to ensure that you don't take all the alcohol you need to take in your lifetime at once, okay? Now, certain medications, now just the way alcohol is detrimental to your liver, so also is medication, okay? So for example, acetaminophen, popularly known as Tylenol, can cause severe liver damage in people who also have heavy alcohol use. So you can see that when we tell you not to take alcohol, it's not just for the fun of taking it, because as you're taking this alcohol, it could also affect some drugs. For example, now Tylenol is used to handle pains, like a pain killer, right? But if you're a heavy alcohol user or a heavy doser of alcohol, this combination could actually, work against it. Normally, Tylenol is not supposed to give you such effect, but all these lifestyle, issues can, contribute. Okay. Now, when you expose yourself to industrial chemicals, including cleaning solvents, aerosolized paints, paint thinners, those things, or all those pesticides and all those funny things, as you take them in, they affect your liver, because they are toxins, they are heavy chemicals, and your liver will struggle to work on them, to break them down. But if your liver is overworked and or overwhelmed, then these toxins will be released into your bloodstream, and it will begin to affect organs and other parts of your body. Imagine toxins roaming around your body. A buildup, if it goes to build up in your reproductive organ, trouble. If it goes to build up in your brain, trouble. If it goes to build up in your stomach, trouble. If it goes to build up in your heart, trouble. If it goes to build up in your intestine, trouble. So you can see that your liver is seriously bulldozed with work in order to protect other organs of the body. So liver damage can lead to livers that are swollen, shrunken, hard, or scarred. And such livers do not work well. Okay, and you can get very sick or even die if your liver stops working altogether. It's like opening the door to death. Okay, so it's important that you take good care of your liver. And one way of taking good care of your liver is controlling what enters into your mouth. As you're enjoying yourself, as you're taking food, fast foods, high in saturated fats and all that, it's important for you to remember that for every enjoyment, somebody is suffering, which is your liver. Okay, now some types of liver disease include hepatitis. Okay, hepatitis is the inflammation of the liver caused by viruses such as hepatitis A, B, and C. Okay, hepatitis can also have non-infectious causes too, including heavy drinking, drugs, allergic reactions, or obesity. So if an obese person can actually end up with hepatitis, you know, which is the inflammation of the liver, right? Now, cirrhosis, which is long-term damage to the liver from any cause, which brings about permanent scarring. So scarring of the liver is called cirrhosis, okay? And when your liver is scarred, it could lead to malfunctioning. It could lead to serious malfunctioning, okay? Now, liver cancer, which is the most common type of liver cancer, okay, which is also known as hepatocellular carcinoma, okay? It occurs after cirrhosis is present. So when your liver has passed through cirrhosis, it could actually be, you know, the stage 1 that could lead to what? Liver cancer. Now, we also have what we call liver failure, which is caused by different, you know, issues such as infections, genetic diseases, excessive alcohol, okay? When you take excessive alcohol, sometimes it can lead to liver failure. We have other things like gallstones and some other challenges, okay? So if a gallstone becomes stuck in the bile duct, draining the liver, hepatitis and bile duct infections can result, okay? So, but because of time, you can read this up on your own, right? Yeah, moving on. Let's talk about reversing liver damage. Now, the liver is the only organ in the body that is able to replace damaged tissues with new cells rather than scar tissues. So, for example, an overdose can destroy half of a person's liver cells in less than a week. Okay? Yeah. So, if you can at least have 25% of your liver, the liver can repair itself completely within a month. Okay? Without the patient showing any sign of damage or anything. So the liver is the only organ that can, even when it is damaged halfway, it can still manage to build itself up. But however, sometimes the liver gets overwhelmed and cannot repair itself completely, especially if it's under attack from a virus, attack from drugs, or alcohol. Because at this particular, with this type of attack, scar tissues will develop and prevent this reversal. Okay, and when scar tissues are there, cirrhosis, liver cirrhosis will take place that can also, you know, later result in liver cancer. Okay, so you can, if you have liver problems and you're on this call, there is hope. Okay, that's if you can still retain at least 25% of your liver tissues, because that 25% can build itself back and reverse the liver damage. Now, I'm going to give mild warnings. Okay, you've heard that eating too much cholesterol is bad for your heart, but it may even be worse for your liver. Okay, if you're not giving it enough, it could also be worse for your liver because your liver has to do the work, right? So cholesterol from food mostly ends up in the liver. If you're getting too much, it can increase your risk for fatty liver disease. Okay, so high cholesterol can result in fatty liver disease and known as steatosis, okay?
And this can also lead to a fatal condition known as non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, okay? Now, so I'm just giving you a process of what can happen when you have too much, okay? And when you end up having fatty liver disease, okay, right? Now, when fatty liver disease turns into NASH, it can lead to other liver problems such as liver inflammation, cirrhosis, liver failure, liver cancer. So it's important that there is a balance. I'm not saying you should stop taking, cholesterol, high cholesterol foods. All I'm saying is ensure that you're taking it, there is a balance. Now, if you have high cholesterol and you have concerns about your liver, you can actually reduce the risk of ending up with liver problems by getting regular aerobic exercise, okay? Eating less saturated or trans fats. You have to eat more fiber foods that can pull out, fats from your system. You need to eat fewer carbohydrates. You need to now, when you're eating fewer carbohydrates, you're doing so that your body can make use of your fatty storage. When you eat too much carbohydrates, your body will stay on glucose metabolism. It will not have any use for fatty acid metabolism. Now, you are not going to hear this from anywhere. You understand? People say, don't eat fat. No, there's a reason why you need to reduce your carbohydrates. And that reason is because when your body has constant supply of glucose, it will not need fatty acid metabolism. And that fat will keep piling up without use. But when you reduce your carbs, you eat fewer carbs, your body will need that use of the fatty acid in your the fats in your storage, and it will begin to burn those fats on its own, even without you doing a lot of work. Maintain a healthy weight, okay? Studies have shown that Mediterranean diet is good for your liver. Now, this is an example of a Mediterranean diet below. Okay, they lower the amount of red meats, and dairy, okay? Then you eat foods that are rich in vegetables, fruits, whole grains, beans, nuts and seeds, olive oil, okay? Use olive oil instead of, the other kind of oils. Now, if you have high cholesterol and you think your liver may be at risk, talk to your doctor. If you have that diagnosis, work with your doctor on ensuring you lower the risk. Now, aside doing all that, use Longreach products, okay? Number one, use the Longreach Alkaline Pie Cup. The Longreach Alkaline Pie Cup has what it takes to revive damaged cells in the body due to narcotics. Smoking is one thing I told you not to worry. So in case your liver damage as a result of narcotics, you can reverse it by using water from the pie cup, and you save your liver that stress, okay? Now, it has the ability to, it's rich in minerals that enable your cells to function well, okay? Do you know that the water from our Longreach Pie Cup can get rid of fats? Yes, test it if you have your Longreach Pie Cup. If the alkaline level of your cup is okay, just get your vegetable oil, dilute it with a little bit of water. You see it, floating on top. Now, get another cup, okay? Just put a few droplets of oil in the cup. Then pour water from your Longreach cup. You find out that it will become, when you shake it, it will become cloudy, because you see, that oil will not be wholesome anymore, because the water from your cup has the ability to break down the fatty substance. So if your arteries have plaque, the more water you drink from your pie cup, the more you have substances in your water going into your blood capillaries to flush out the buildup of cholesterol. Now that's where I'm going to stop. So if you look at this point, you say it reduces blood cholesterol, emulsifies fats, and enhances weight loss. That is the simple analogy I just gave you. When it gets into your bloodstream, as the water is flowing with your bloodstream and all that, the plaque on the walls and all that, it's pulling them out, shaving them away gradually. So the more water you drink from your pie cup, the more shaving action it takes, okay? Now, look at this point here. Enhances immunity, prevents disease, and protects the liver. Now, when the water from the cup helps to do that, it reduces the work of your liver. So if your HDL is not high enough, water from the cup is coming in as a backup to help you flush out those cholesterol that's stuck in, because your HDL is not enough to fight. Can you see the simple logic? And that's why you don't joke with your pie cup. I don't joke. I love pizza. I won't lie to you. I eat pizza a lot. Okay. I could do chairman size. Domino's chairman size. Oh God, I could do it in a day. And I'll still be fine, trust me. Okay. But I don't pack up that cholesterol within, because when I'm done at the end of the day, I take water from my pie cup and I clear it off. I take it off. Okay. So because of time, let's move. Now it clears drunkenness. Don't forget that drunkenness will lead to liver problems, right? So imagine when you take alcohol and you clear it off immediately. Would your liver suffer? No. So you can maintain your lifestyle choice, but ensure you hug your pie cup very closely so that it does not end up giving you problems. We have our blood fat reducing tea, which is known as our brown tea. Now, if you look at the first option, it eliminates what? Liver fat. It supports your liver to fight fats, okay? It improves blood circulation. Why? By taking blood and by taking cholesterol that's low density from your bloodstream, okay? It aids tummy reduction. So subcutaneous fat, it also takes care of that. It's a detoxifier. So when you've been exposed to toxins, when you take the blood fat tea, it will clear out those toxins. It also helps in weight management, right? So you are able to assist your liver in fighting, the toxic buildup in your body by using this tea. And guess what? Our teas are not bitter, they are tasteless. So when you take it, trust me, and aside all this, the blood fat tea also helps to take care of your eyes. Now we have our Longreach berry oil. I'm not going to emphasize this because I've been talking about berry oil consistently back to back. Your Longreach berry oil provides you with HDL, high density lipoproteins. You can get it from berry oil. That's where I'm going to stop, okay? You get omega-3, omega-6, omega-7, and omega-9 fatty acids here that are good for your body. I'm going to leave it there, okay? Now, cordyceps militaris also helps to take care of your liver. You can see it here. This supplement is great for anything to do with the lungs, kidney, liver, and heart. Now, Longreach cordyceps militaris is excellent for maintaining stable internal environment. It helps to create balance. It helps to handle chaotic situation. I call it an immune booster. I call it, the best house and body cleanser. Okay, it helps to do total cleansing, total overhauling of your body system. Now, if you look at it, it inhibits the spread of what pathogenic organisms. So for people that have hepatitis A, B, and C, and you're battling it, and if it's affecting your liver, take Longreach cordyceps militaris, it will help. Now, it's a Chinese traditional healing medicine. It helps to heal your organs. It helps to heal your body. It helps your immune system to carry out the actions it needs to take in order for it to fight and give you good health. It helps to regulate blood pressure and to also regulate sugar levels. So while your liver is fighting to gain its stability, Longreach cordyceps militaris is coming to assist it in order to do its job properly. Now, when you take this supplement, trust me, your liver will be fine. Now, when you buy all these products come with what we call PVs, which is the currency we spend on the Longreach platform. As you can see on my screen, berry oil has 33 PVs at 22,500. The pie cup costs 29,900 and it has 45 PVs. Now, these PVs, when you purchase them, give you access to becoming a member of the Longreach Bioscience, network marketing platform. Now, from this platform, you can build a business, okay? And building a business here helps you to earn money, okay? Now, Longreach is saying, come on board, get our products, use these products, get testimonies, and tell other people about the benefits you've gotten from the use of these products. Use these products, they will help you. And guess what? When you get that benefit, you talk to 3 people. These 3 people will talk to 3 other people. And guess what? Every time they make purchases, you get paid. But there is a way you need to enter, okay? As entry is free, but you need to acquire products for use for yourself in order for you to get the testimonies that you desire, right? So we have different levels. I'm going to start from the top to the bottom. So whatever level you're operating at financially, Longreach has a package that can guarantee you membership. Now we have the platinum VIP level that has a PV requirement of 1,600 PVs with an estimated amount of 1.2 million naira. We have platinum, which has a PV requirement of 720 PVs at an estimated amount of 500,000. We have gold entry level that has a PV requirement of 240 PVs at an estimated amount of 180,000, and the silver entry level, okay, that has a PV requirement of 120 PVs at an estimated amount of 90,000 naira. Then the Q silver, 60 PV requirement, 45,000 naira estimated amount. We have our starter pack, also known as the student pack, where you can, get default set of products, where you also get 4 PVs at an estimated amount of 14,000 naira. Either way, you become a member. And if you come from the bottom, you can grow and upgrade yourself, okay, until you become a VIP member, where you get to enjoy 1% global sales from the company monthly. You enjoy 12% bonuses, and you also performance bonuses, and you also become a shareholder with the company. Now with Longreach, you can earn in more than 10 ways. But here I just have 10 ways that you can earn. You can earn from selling the products, by sharing a fast start bonus package with other people, by earning performance bonus, by building your network, your team, in generating PVs, development bonus, the same thing, leadership bonuses, educational scholarships, housing funds, car funds, travel funds, and repeat other bonuses. You can earn in all these ways. Now, while you're earning, you can also grow. Now, the dream of every Longreacher is to become 5-star director, right? So you can grow through the ranks. When you come in through these levels, you can grow from Diamond 1 up the ladder to star director. And for the star director, we have star director 1 to 5, of which 5 is the highest, okay? And with Longreach, there are no flushing of points. You accumulate your PVs life. So at this particular point, I want to call you to act. You've learned today about how you can take care of your liver, but one of the special ways is through supplements, right? So I'm going to tell you to switch your brand, okay? Switch your brand to Longreach organic products. You've been empowered with knowledge right now, so take control over your health. Be a product user. Share your testimonies, because you see, someone could be dying in silence, but you see, your testimony could just be the motivation that person needs to come on board to live a beautiful and a healthy lifestyle. Okay, so don't hold back your testimonies, share them. Don't be quiet. With Longreach, you can earn PVs. You can enjoy, multiple benefits. You can enjoy a better life and a better future. So with Longreach, you can get it all. Okay, so at this point, I want to say thank you for making it a day with me. But I'm going to leave you with this thought that good health is the most important thing. It's more important than success, more than money, more than power. Your health is paramount. Your liver health is very important. Don't be that person that will go out with friends and your friend will say, I want to declare, and bring all the whiskey and all that, bring 2 cartons of Heineken and all that, and put it on the table, and you want to kill yourself with those things. You're killing your liver. Good health is the most important thing, because you see, if you damage your liver, it could lead to death, because all your toxins built up in your body, and it could lead to death. So good health is the most important thing. When your friend wants to declare, tell that friend, hey guy, could you please give me that money? I would love to use it to get registered on the Longreach Bioscience platform, because you see, with Longreach, it's a better life and a better future. And trust me, if you do so, you would enjoy a better life and a better future from quality products that can set you on top. So at this point, I say thank you very much for making it a date with me. I appreciate your time and I appreciate everything. Thank you.